channel. If you've not been with us so far already, we're in the process of restoring an Austin A30 from 1956, and I'm a spirited amateur. Look, I am no professional. You know, this isn't a massive auto body shop or nothing. This is just my own personal garage, and I'm just trying to give my car a bit of love because it was looking really quite tired. Now, if you were watching last time, you would have seen that we really have got quite far. All the welding is completely done, the bodywork's done, everything kind of cosmetically is done, and we've just got to this point now where we've managed to paint the car and we've got this kind of two-tone kind of thing going. As you can see, yes, it's all going on in here, and I've certainly got plans. I'll come back to that in a minute. Here's how the grill's coming on. Yeah, that's all coming on lovely. Bumpers are all coming along lovely. It's all over the place, if I'm being honest with you. And I've barely got any room to do anything, but never mind. Now, as for the car, let's have a quick look. Here she is. Again, if you'd have watched last time, it's pretty much the way you would have seen it last time, and I'm really quite pleased with the colour choice. I know it's a bit wacky, it's a bit ice cream looking, but it's the British Rail kind of service colours. It's a bit of a homage to that, and I'm really quite pleased with it. I am a little bit of a train enthusiast, so not massively, but we've got a Watercress line near us, which is an old vintage steam train place, so I thought this could be kind of fun. Now, the trouble we've been having is, as you can see, it is two-tone. We've got this sort of yellow cream, coach carriage cream on the top, and we've gone for the British maroon red on the bottom. Now, that's fine. The only trouble is I've been sort of battling with the decision of whether or not to paint inside cream or inside red. And you know what? I've heard arguments for both ways. I did release an episode called Kiss, Keep It Simple, where I did claim that I would just paint all this red. Now, actually, I've titled this Stick to the Plan. And the reason I'm going to stick to the plan is not only have I got a lot of this paint available, because I've only painted this bit and there's loads of the tin left, so I've got the paint readily available, and secondly, it doesn't really matter, because if you think about it, all this is going to be covered with seats. Even that back shelf, you're not going to see the roof really, because that's going to have the headliner over. The bottom will be covered with carpet. This will be seats in here, and actually I really quite like the cream. You know, it's quite light as you're driving along the road. That's quite a pleasant view. And in fact, the red might cause the same problem that I originally expected it to, and be a little bit dingy. So really, the only bits that you're going to see in cream are the uprights and the dashboard. I've got a little piece in the boot here that needs to go back on, so I'll paint that in this colour. But I think that'll look quite nice, actually. I'm certainly going to be happy with that for now. Now, however, if we just cast our mind back a little bit, I did an episode called Difficult Doors. I don't know if you remember this. I had a very nice man, Tony, that came around and tried to help me because of this problem of the two-tone. And then I thought really the only way to do it would be to do it by hand. So I knew he was an artist and very steady hand. He might be able to get some nice curves for me. However, I'm really struggling with that idea because, as you'll see from this one over here, when we've taken the tape off, it's just all over the place, and not in just like a small way either. It's, you know, in some places it's really quite drastic. Let me just see if I can find a bad bit. There's almost certainly, so you can sort of see here. Yeah, you see, it's just in and out and in and out. So I've thought what I'd do instead is go back to my plan, which was to basically, well, if you look at these doors, the way that they're made, they're actually, I don't know if that's showing you very well, a piece of metal that actually folds over and attaches itself like that. So there's actually a gully along here that's almost about 1 centimetre wide, and it goes on a channel all the way down. Yeah, you can see it quite well there. Look, you see that line. So what I'm going to do is just tape a nice steady fog tape. Now, remember last time I used that fog tape because of the bleeding through problem. I'm going to go all the way around and tape that line up, and then paint these doors in the coach carriage cream, just like over there. Now, you might notice that I've started work on painting inside, and do you know what? I painted this with actually just a paintbrush, which is a revelation, because I've been having loads of trouble trying to keep one colour off of the other colour. And actually, it doesn't need to be too perfect, because, as I said, seats will be sitting over it and the carpet will be sitting over it. Really, the only bits I'm interested in being sprayed on the dashboards or anything like the uprights. I'm going to spray all this up so they're nice and even, but all of this tricky stuff like getting in here, down there, you know, I just cannot get the angle on the gun to get in there. Thanks to another channel that I've been watching, I can't remember the guy's name, but he's restoring a British white Mini, and he warms the paint up in there and uses the coach enamel like I do. Now, as long as you do that, even if you're painted with a brush, as long as you painted it with a tipping brush and taking it very easy, thinned it out a little bit, the paint will just glide out. So that should come out really quite nicely by painting it, and I'm going to do a bit of that for you today as well. The first task that we need to do is get these doors back on track, because these don't even have the undercoat on just yet. So let's get cracking. I'm going to get this taped up and then we'll open the tins of paint again. So just in case you weren't watching the episode where we were talking about masking tape and how colours can bleed through, now that's why I'm using this green Frog tape. That's actually the brand Frog. I'm not sponsored by them or nothing like that. It's just very, very good from stopping one colour bleeding through and leaving an unpleasant line onto your nice fresh edge. You can go one further than that by painting the same colour that you're taping over, just to create a seal. That was a tip that I got from my friend Matt, and if you're watching, legend, thank you, that was really helpful. I'm not going to worry about it too much for what we're doing here. As you'll see in a minute, we're running up to an edge anyway, and I'm going to have to do touch-ups, and it's in a place that you're not really going to see. So not that I shouldn't care, but it's not that crucial that the line is immaculately perfect. But yeah, let's get the music on and get this done, shall we? Previously mentioned, this isn't really like a professional garage as such, you know, this is just my own home garage. It's where I live. So in terms of having like a proper auto body shop with full-on compressors and all the like heat and, you know, the shadows, there we go, let's face this way. There we go, that's better. Yeah, in terms of like, you know, being able to bake the paint on and all the most expensive compressors and sprayers and all that sort of stuff, I don't really have them. That's why I think in this circumstance, there's kind of like a time and a place for where I will and will not use a compressor. Now, as we know, this one's been naughty. Well, not naughty, it's okay. It's a little Stanley 1.5 horsepower. It's just not cut out for spraying cars, let's face it. It's all right for pumping up your tyres or something, but yeah, if you were going to do a project, you know, spraying a whole car, maybe go for something bigger. But even so, you're still going to deal with like dust and all the other things that come with just being a home amateur job. Now, I think this might be a good application for, if it's still in here, it was. I brought it at the beginning of the project. So I've got some more of these, some very high quality kind of like, I think Purdy release tipping brushes, some very nice nylon, nice and fine brushes. Now, the reason for that, let me just show you. As you can see, we've got a lot of difficult areas to do. The problem is with a compressor, you know, getting in all these edges is going to be really quite challenging, especially inside the car when I need to get into the cockpit. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take a leaf out of that other guy, that other YouTuber's book, and warm the paint up like we've been doing the whole way through. But this is now even more essential. And even now it's more essential to thin the paint out as well, because by doing that, we're going to have a nice level paint. And basically I'll show you, well, I'm going to try and mimic what the other guy has done by tilting the brush as it goes along, and you'll see in the places that are going to get seen, the streaks should just disappear, hopefully. Now, like I said, This is a Harris one. I recommend going with a Purdy. I think a lot of people will probably comment on this actually. Purdy seems to be a particularly good brand for that. Not to say it's the only one that can do the job. Hopefully I'm going to achieve something with this, and that is quite a massive brush. I've got another smaller one for some smaller parts, but hopefully that will give us and get us a lot closer to these doors being close to the end. Well, this sort of shows how long it's been since I've used it. We've actually got a spider's web in here somewhere. Yes, we've attracted wildlife. It just shows how I've been slacking. Right, let's get some water in here and start warming this paint up. Into the slow cooker you go. So this is the undercoat for the cream. Yes, it's actually drastically different from the other type of cream. Here's the other type. Wow, it's much more yellow. But yeah, what we need to do is make sure. Well, that's got to warm up. So we're going to give that time to warm up. I've got that in the slow cooker now. So yeah, I just need to do the all-important degreaser. So I've got some Antisil. If you've watched any of my episodes, my goodness, you probably would have seen me use loads of this. In fact, it's nearly run out. And a tacking cloth as well. We've got some tack cloth just to make sure any of those particles are off. Is what it says on the tin. It's just a sticky cloth. Again, if you've been watching me, this has been used a lot. But anyway, let's get done. It's done nice and quickly so we can get on the painting. You find these are really, really good. These are, well, I think they're called Scott towels here. It's like, almost like kitchen towel, but a lot more thick. And it actually acts almost like a proper cloth would, but you can just throw it away. Of course, if you've got degreaser about, you don't want it sort of lurking about too much. So yeah, get it nice and damp. And then you can just throw it out so there's no fire hazard, nothing stinky lurking about. And you don't have to ruin a nice. As you can see, straight away. Could you imagine if we'd started painting with that on there? I bet you saw that. I barely touched it, and that was on there. So really important to prep your panels down. Reiterate what I've been on about the whole time. Now, you saw I used a degreaser, and even so, this thing absolutely filthy. So that would have been underneath the paint, lovely paint that you were putting on. So yeah, I've gone over it thoroughly with a tacking cloth, and we're now ready to put some undercoat. Now, some of you might be thinking, hang on a minute, aren't you going to be priming those red bits? I could do. I haven't really got any. I've got tons of undercoat, so I'm just going to put so many on there. However, it has been keyed up really nicely. It's all ready, so as long as there's no shadowy parts after it, it should be hopefully all good. I'll go on there plenty heavy enough, don't you worry. Tipping brush method. Not that I'm any kind of wizard on, I think. This isn't actually a nylon brush. Actually, ideally you need a nice sort of tipping brush, but you know, I've been getting nice results with this, so I'm going to kind of show you the technique. Not that there's much of one. Basically, all you want to do, nice warm paint. I will put some of this out into a hopper. I've thinned that paint out a little bit with, well, whatever you got really. I've used white spirit, and all I'm doing is getting an area covered in paint. So let's just say, let's work on this little area here. You know, don't overstretch the paint, and that's why I've laid the doors down like this. I know some people are a believer of spraying them upright, but for what I'm doing here, I find this is better because the paint will just naturally fall. Now, it's actually quite a warm day today, so this is going to help even more. Now, what I'm doing, I'm not pushing the brush. I'm literally just letting the brush, hence the tipping brush method. I'm just letting it lay like that. And then what tends to happen, as long as you've not put it on too thick, is the paint will just spread evenly. And what should happen, these grooves that you can see here should naturally just disappear. I must admit, this isn't the best brush for it. When I do it with a bigger one, you'll see it works a lot easier. Like that. Look, I know some of you are worrying about this rub around here that I'm not masking off. I am actually going to reorder these soon, so I'm going to try not to hit them just for now, but we will be replacing them, so don't panic too much. No cowboy nonsense, don't worry. At the end of the day, if there is any ridges, it's not the end of the world because I will be polishing and sanding and all that sort of stuff, so I will get rid of them eventually anyway. But yeah, I just think this would be a far more kind of what's the word, loving way to do this than using the compressing sprayer, because I just think I'll end up getting that everywhere, and yeah, some of these nooks and crannies won't get done, so it's a much more even way of putting it on if you ask me. Anyway, I'm going to hook the phone up so you guys can see what I'm up to, play some music and enjoy. Four of them done. As I said, yeah, I kind of got into my groove with it. Basically what I was doing is using the smaller brush to sort of, you know, get it on there, then grade it out, and then using that long tipping brush just to come in, just again not applying any weight to it, just resting it and just letting it drift across. And okay, this is only just one coat of undercoat, it's not that exciting, but you know, you can see now we've got all the doors in one colour. Oh, I feel so much better to see these guys painted. I know we've still got the top coats to go on, but you know, this at least shows it in one sort of formatted colour. But yeah, no, I'm quite happy with them. Plan 2 is to continue painting. Oh, where is it? The car itself. I'm going to go have my lovely pie that I made yesterday because my little one's hungry, and then I'm going to come out on this lovely evening that we've got here and relax and just try and paint inside here. This is all going to be done with a hand brush. I think it's the best way, especially to get in places like this. So yes, I'll be back in just a minute. I'm going to go have my dinner. Troopers here because I'm excited about my pie. How's it looking?
They're really nice.
It's not burnt. Okay, I don't really know why I'm showing a pie, but I think there's something quite Disney about a pie, don't you, Kat?
Yeah, definitely.
There we go. And it was made by me, so I'm proud of it. Wow. Oh, it's hot. Kat, these are rubbish. throw them out. They're actually a safety. How can you hold the camera?
Why don't you use a tea towel as well?
We'll sue them for not working. Oh, wow.
Ooh la la!
Happy with that? Like, it's phyllo pastry, so it's not like it's gone like that on purpose. I've done that on purpose, by the way. But yeah, look at that. Wow. Why did I eat that much pie? Yeah, that was banging. I really liked that. So I'm back after my dinner. I need to get moving straight away because I need to work my dinner off. So what we're going to do, I'm going to leave these alone. I was planning to move these out, but I think I will actually just leave them there. It's still a little bit tacky. And what we're going to do is focus our attention on painting the inside. So here we go. Still got a little bit of daylight. It's a very nice day out here, and in fact, I'm really quite pleased about where I live. This is all in bloom at the moment. It's a very nice place. Now, if I was painting anything on the outside, I'd be a little bit more worried about bugs and things landing in it. As I said, we are painting the inside of the car only. So yeah, I'm not overly worried because the carpet and stuff's going to go over the top. Really, I just want to make sure it's got a good coverage and no rust is going to form through there. And actually, this natural light should actually help me see what I'm doing in there a little bit better as well. So fingers crossed, if I can push, get this done, we should have a fully completed, well, nearly fully completed interior. The only parts I'm not going to paint are the dashboard, because that's already had one coat already. And I'm probably not going to do the uprights either, just because I'm going to do them with a spray gun because I want them to be nice and like kind of like even. But yeah, I think the bottom and inside the shelf and stuff we will get painting, and down in the footwell we'll have a go at that as well. I won't bore you with it too much, but yes, you guessed it. It's time to degrease it before we paint it. So we're in a position where we're ready to paint. I've got some like gnarly stuff that came out of the gun. Got a bit of dry goo on there. Now I don't really mind using this on the part I'm going to show you because it's a bit rubbish, but then we will go to the nice quality stuff for anything that you're going to see properly. I'll probably use this on the floor as well. But yeah, waste not. Paint's expensive, so we might as well use it. I think as long as I sift through the bits, there's plenty of decent paint in here. This week, and you can probably tell by my face, it's in some places I am actually sunburnt. It's been so hot here this week, but do you know what? The one time I don't want it to rain this week is now. I'm painting the car. I've just had to stop because it's heavy. Yet you can't really see it, but it is drizzling a little bit. So yeah, I'm not going to risk it. Let's get these moved over into the other garage and I'll come back and finish this in here, which is really annoying because I thought the kind of natural sunlight could have really helped, but I better do this quick because yeah, you can see here that wet, not a nice. Right, I'll be back in a sec. Thanks for that brief pause. We are now inside, and you know what, very irritatingly, it's not raining at all. Never mind. I had to bring it in here tonight anyway to dry off. I was never going to leave it outside unguarded because, yeah, with no locks on the doors, it would quite easily have gone missing. So, yeah, we're into here now. I've just managed to do this bit down the bottom. And you know what? I'm actually thinking the tipping brush is doing so well at coming out nice and flat and clear because I've warmed that paint up. I might do the pillars. We'll see. Literally, it's coming out as good as it did on the compressor. So if it stops me blurting paint and masks and that having to be out, that's absolutely fine. Now, just a quick observation before I get back to painting. I don't know if you need to know this or whatever, but one of my favourite films of all time is, I know it's a bit cliche, but it's Titanic. I absolutely love Titanic. It's such a good film. Yeah, in fact, I think it's my partner's favourite one as well. Now, the only reason I mention it is in the movie, it's there's an old lady talking about the smell of fresh paint and stuff. And honestly, whilst I was doing this, I was like, this is probably what it kind of smelled like, because this is coach enamel. I don't know what the Titanic was painted of, but it's almost like a sweet smell. It's not bad at all. I know some paints are quite toxic, quite aggressive, but honestly, it's not a bad smell whatsoever. It's almost sweet. But anyway, yeah, I thought I'd share that. That's kind of the closest thing I can imagine to it smelling like, because yeah, it would have had layers and layers of paint all over the metal. But if it did smell like that, yeah, that's quite nice. I don't know if they were getting high as a kite on it, but I don't know how poisonous it is, but I've got the place well ventilated. I haven't seen the need for a mask on this time because I'm not spraying it all over the place. Maybe I should, but it is very hot here, and I don't feel like I'm getting plenty of oxygen. Don't worry. So if you were going to comment on that, hopefully you'll pass on that one. There's plenty of air in here today. Now let's get some music running and see if I can't get this finished. Like I said, I might have a go at the top. So see how far. I'm going to prioritise the floor and obviously up in the shelves. If I don't get round to that just yet, doesn't matter, but yeah, fingers crossed. Let's see how we do. Go guys, do you know what, I'm going to call it a day. Because I must admit, I have literally been working all day. I have still got a few fiddly little parts to do up here, and I've got the uprights to do. I know I said I was going to do them. This just took a little bit longer as I had to bring the car in, which is a bit annoying. But yeah, I think this is a good place to stop, and then tomorrow I can just do those little fiddly bits. And remember, I'm going to need to do 2 or 3 coats of this anyway. But hopefully this gives you guys a little indication of how it's coming along. I must admit, that really has done my what's the word, motivation a lot of good. It's nice to see the car looking like the 2 colours it should be. The interior's joining it, and the doors will have their coats of paint. I'm hoping to do that tomorrow morning as well, and then still got the boot to do, and the back of the boot bar, and then there'll be the engine bay to do. Yeah, so don't worry guys, I've got plenty of content coming your way. I do apologise that some of the content it's a bit slow coming out at the moment, but as I said, I am a very, very busy guy. Not only do I work a full-time HGV job, I'm also a father. And do you know what? At the end of this episode, actually, I'm going to put up a few of the things that I've been doing recently as well. I don't know how many of you guys would have seen the episode where I sort of released my new Sib Bison, which is the boat. Some of you aren't interested in boats, fair enough. But yeah, I brought one and took out to test it. I thought I might as well do a little video about it in case anybody was interested in one. And me and Ian were sort of like joking around and fishing. I think one of us said about catching a taupe or something. Now, last weekend, I went camping, exactly the same place. And I didn't really have much gear on me. It just had, I think I had a small boat rod and my girlfriend's rod. She's got her own little rod. And I thought I'd just enter this in here because you want to see what a fishing rod can really put up with. I chucked it in, barely had anything on it, and it had this. Now, I know some of you won't like fishing. Look, I'm only going to show the rod bending over just because I thought it was quite amazing. But yeah, just see what you think of this. No, right, that was incredible. Very stressful. It took me about 20 minutes to get it in and released it absolutely fine. I did not expect to catch that. I thought, well, I get like a little tiny thing or something to sit there and have a beer with Ian. But yes, that was emotional, but quite remarkable at the same time. As I said, I have been busy recently. I haven't released them as YouTube episodes just because they're not very garagey related. As you can see here, I've now built myself a little pond at my house. Yes, there it is. Nice. Happy with that. There is actually 2 goldfish in there, but they don't want to show themselves too much and they're not very big yet, so hopefully they'll come out at some point. And the other thing I'm quite proud of is this. I built this for my boat because, to be honest with you, as much as I love that boat and I've shown it being blown up at the side of the estuary there, it's easy enough. But it does take up a lot of car space and it is really difficult to do. So what I'm intending to do is blow it up for the season and then put it back down. Now, at some point, I might remake this. This is I know it looks pretty official. That's actually a bit of Osmo drain pipe that I got for free from work. Thank you. And yeah, I've made it into a nice little trailer there. So yeah, I've been busy doing that as well. No end of jobs for Chris. Anyway, if you did enjoy that, guys, please go ahead and give it a like. I really appreciate the support if you do. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe. For some reason, we seem to be stuck on 306 at the moment. I've noticed that people tend to like it when one comes out a week. I will try my best as soon as I start coming down a little bit to release one once a week. That's my aim. However, next couple of weekends might be a little bit difficult, but I will keep up. Don't worry, I'm not going to give up on this car. I love her. I love her too much. And yeah, just look at that from there. That's looking really, really fantastic. Really, really pleased with that. So anyway, without further ado, I don't know what I'm going to end with, but that's bye from me. If you haven't hit that notification bell, go ahead, give that a bash, and I will see you in the next video. Don't know what the next video is, actually. be something cool because we're nearly there. Cool. Anyway, next time, guys. Bye bye for now.